Welcome back to the Fantasy Price Check. Today we're going to be talking about Josh Allen. Just to let you know what we're doing on the channel, we are taking a look at player ADP and we are grading them based upon whether a certain player is overpriced, underpriced, or fairly priced. And today we're getting into Josh Allen. If you guys want to hashtag win the draft, I want you to hit that subscribe button. We're going to be doing ADP price checks all season long leading up to drafts. Josh Allen's ADP is on the rise. Last week when I looked at his ADP, he was in round 8. This week he's in round 7. Previously, he was behind Carson Wentz, and he has recently jumped ahead of Carson Wentz to get into the 7th round. Josh Allen is currently being drafted after Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson and ahead of Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan. What impresses you about Josh Allen and why he's going so high is because of those rushing numbers. Let's take a look and see what he did in 2019. In 2019, he had 3,000 passing yards for 20 passing touchdowns and added 500 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. If you were to convert those rushing numbers into passing numbers just to see how he compares to pocket passers like Matthew Stafford and Drew Brees, those numbers come out to 4,250 yards and 34 touchdowns. Josh Allen also improved tremendously as a passer from year 1 to year 2. His completion percentage went from 53% in his rookie year to 59% in his second year, and his QB rating went from 68 to 85 from year 1 to year 2. I did want to note that he wasn't as efficient as a runner in his second season though. In his 12 games as a rookie, he had 631 yards, but in his 16 games in his second season, he had just 510 yards, and his yards per carry average went from 7.1 to 4.7. Last year, you were able to pick up Josh Allen super late. You could draft him in round 12 or 13. This year, he's going in round 7. So the question is, do you draft Josh Allen in round 7 this year? In 2019, he finished as a QB6 behind Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. However, on a points per game basis, he was a QB11. That's because guys that didn't play a full 16 games were ahead of him in points per game, consisting of Drew Brees, Matthew Stafford, Pat Mahomes, and Ryan Tannehill. Now, Allen's value is tied to his rushing, so will those rushing numbers continue in 2020? After all, rushing is a fantasy football cheat code. Now, Allen led the league in rushing touchdowns last year. He had 9 rushing touchdowns. That was 2 more than Lamar Jackson. And the Bills like to use Allen at the goal line. 6 of 9 of Allen's rushing touchdowns came within the 5-yard line. Because he gets so many goal line carries, I think that the rushing touchdowns are safe. Now, Allen is a good quarterback to look at after the first 6 rounds. However, I'm not completely sold on him because he still has a very poor completion percentage. He's only completing around 60% of his passes. Almost every QB in the league had a better passing percentage than Josh Allen last year. That list includes Andy Dalton, Marcus Mariota, Baker Mayfield, Jacoby Brissett, Mason Rudolph, Kyle Allen, Mitch Trubisky, and the list goes on. The good news is that the Bills added a wide receiver in 1 in Stefon Diggs, which is going to be a huge boost for Josh Allen this year. I think people are on to Josh Allen just because he finished as a QB6 last year. However, you have to look at points per game, and he finished outside of the top 10 in points per game. However, I am expecting Josh Allen to improve as a passer. They added Stefon Diggs, which is going to be huge, and he's going to continue to develop. Since I think that his rushing numbers are safe, and since I think that he's going to improve a little bit as a passer, I think that Josh Allen is going to finish the year right where he's being drafted around the QB8 to QB10 range. I think that there are a lot better options that you'd be able to draft later on that offer a little bit better value. You'd be able to draft Matt Ryan in round 8, Drew Brees in round 10, and Matthew Stafford in round 11. At a round 8 price, I graded Josh Allen as fairly priced. However, at round 7, I want to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm not necessarily targeting Josh Allen in drafts. However, he falls to me in the right spot, I would consider him. I'm going to keep Josh Allen's grade as fairly priced because I do like those rushing numbers, which is a fantasy football cheat code, and I think he is going to improve a little bit as a passer. Again, he is not somebody that I'm targeting. However, if he falls to me at the right spot of the draft, I would be willing to consider him. Josh Allen is fairly priced. Like I said, guys, we're going to be doing this all season long. We're going to continue to come out with price checks, so I want you to subscribe to the channel so you can hashtag win the draft. I also want to hear your comments on Josh Allen. Is he a guy that you're going to be targeting in your drafts this year? And be sure to check out our playlist so you can see other ADP price checks that we dropped on other quarterbacks such as Drew Brees and Matt Stafford. I'll see you guys on the next one.